Okay, hey everybody, this is Henry from Mid-Century Model Works, and today we're looking at issue number 9 for September and October of 1980. And on the inside, we've got Mr. Greg Smith here doing a thing about his fire trucks. So, and then they're going to continue with the Mazda RX-7 and doing the wiring and the motor and all that good stuff. Alright, let's get on into it. Alright folks, let's see what we've got here. Alright, more toy fare here. Okay, we've got Enthusiastically Speaking and Scale Mail, the Model Doctor, the Enthusiast Gallery, the Car Miniatures, and we got Something Blue right there by Hank Morgan, Scale Construction, and we got the Fire Buff, which is not right here, the Mazda Super 7. Alright, let's just get on in here. Okay, there we got our scale mail. I'm not going to go through all those articles. Now we have Tom Gaffney, the Model Doctor. And here, a reader was wanting to know about all the different stances on model cars and what some of the terminology meant. Say like what is channeling. Channeling is where the body of an older car has been dropped down over the frame to give it a lower appearance. And chop, of course y'all know what chop means. This means to drop the top down. And the term decked, it means removing all the chrome from the trunk lid. And the dropped front axle, on cars with a solid front axle, the front of the frame is lowered by bending the ends of the axle upwards and then out again where the spindles attach. This requires adding a section to the center of the axle to compensate for the vertical bends at the ends. Alright, flared fenders. That means adding material around the wheel well to make the fenders cover wide tires. Today, this term is also used for pieces which cover the entire fender and which may be either riveted or glued on, such as an IMAS style car or a custom Corvette. Alright, then we have the term Frenched, which means removing the chrome from the headlight or tail light rim and molding it to the body and painting it the same color as the fender. Alright, Nosed. It means the same as decked, but it's done to the hood. That means you take all the chrome and all the accoutrements off. And alright, Pancaked hood. That's making a portion of the hood that opens flat as a pancake. This was done on older cars which have vertical noses and sides, such as 40 and 49 Fords. 49 Mercs and similar cars. Yep. Okay. Alright. Radiused wheel wells. You see that like with a lot of the old style NASCARs or dirt track cars. It's where you come in and you make that wheel well open to the same, to match this tire right here, where you can see the whole entire tire. Okay, section. To section a car. To reduce the height of a car's body by removing a section all around the car. Quite often, this is not simply removing a slice at the same elevation all the way around, but rather is made up of several horizontal cuts taken at different elevations, with adjacent sections connected by vertical cuts. This is necessitated by specific body, hood, or fender contours, or by wheel wells, headlights, and such. Alright, the term shaved. Similar to being nosed or decked, but also applicable to door handles, etc. Then you have tunneled. Setting the headlights or tail lights further back into their bezels so that they, or bezels, so they look as if they were in the end of a tube, especially done in conjunction with Frenching. So if you see right here, these headlights have been Frenched and they're pushed further back like they're inside of a tube. Alright. Z'd. Cutting a car's frame rails vertically just in front of the rear axle, adding a vertical or slightly angled section in between before rejoining all the pieces. This keeps the back end of the frame at its original height from the ground, but drops in front of the frame, usually combined with a drop front axle to give a radically lowered appearance. The only cars I've seen done like this have been Model Ts, As, and some 32 Fords, and various hand-built track roadsters. This is what they're talking about, a Z'd frame. So you got to, and you use that with a drop. This is your drop front axle right here. See how they'll add a section right there, and then they bend it here, and then they bend it back. So, alright, Enthusiast Gallery of the Month. This guy is from Kirkland, Washington. His name is Steve Lewis. He entered his Happy Hooker Peterbilt wrecker and will receive a $25 merchandise certificate from Model Empire. Woo! And this is cool. Even the booms, there's a lot of scratch building done on this thing. Even the booms swing out, and the outriggers work as well. That's pretty cool. And I know you can't see this, but it's even got all the cables and the little pulleys and stuff work. Okay, here we have the authentic car miniatures. I'm not going to sit here and go through all this, but you get the point. And this is their article by Hank Borger. Apparently he built a nice little custom, let's see, it's a custom 57 Ford, but it's made up of several different kits. Anyway, he's talking about all the custom stuff that he's done to it. Now this is what I find interesting. He's even taken time and gotten corduroy material and has laid corduroy material all through the interior there, even on the dash. You can see it right there. That's pretty cool. He's got a little tachometer right there. He was basically talking about what all was wrong with the kit. He had to go in and change this and change that. The battery was backwards. It's, you know, your typical scratch building, fabricating, all that good stuff. And he did use rattle can and airbrush to do this, to do that build. Okay, scale truck construction. It's a section here about scratch building. This is what I found cool about these magazines back in the day, is that you could always find like little tips and tricks on scratch building ideas. So that's pretty neat. Matter of fact, I had to use some of these tips here that well, I didn't learn it from this issue, but a couple of issues along the years that helped me to put that my scale build a gentleman, my 31 caddy. Yeah, I had to when that frame, it just kept cracking and busting and cracking and busting. That's how I ended up getting the name Patches, because I had to use all these little tricks and stuff to piece that frame back together. Yeah, that was a mess. And here's the fire buff himself. Let's see, did I miss a page? Maybe I didn't. Nope, okay. Okay. A lot of this truck is a lot of this fire truck is hand fabricated and scratch built, and it's got some kit pieces, and but a lot of it is scratch built. And yep, just as I thought, the boom is fully operational. The real rig's boom extends 75 feet. So that's pretty cool. It's an American LaFrance Pioneer series cab mounted on the AMT custom pumper chassis. The custom pumper body was also used with some modifications. Okay. Now on to the Mazda RX-7 Part 3. And here he's talking about doing all his engine detailing and stuff. Back in the day, we didn't have the pre-wired distributors. You had to pretty much steal wire from wherever you could to do your engines. And here he's using some little craft wire to he's wrapping it around a toothpick to make his dipstick. So, and then here he was talking about this wire that he used for his spark plugs. It was actually from the fishing section of his local Kmart or Walmart or wherever, or bait and tackle place, whatever. Yeah, he because it says here somewhere where what he used. I was just looking at it. Anyway. And then he ended up making the seats functional. He cut them down like this. And you can see right here the hinge mechanism. He duplicated that. Okay. And he duplicated the decals on the hood, on the breather there. You still got some there, and you got some there. Yeah, you can see where he scratch built the pieces that makes the seat tilt. This is what I found interesting over here. The shifter boot right there. He made that out of a Mr. Twister fishing lure. It's part of a rubber worm. So he got that out of his bait and tackle section too. And he cut that little section of rubber worm off right there. And he made the shifter boot. That's pretty cool. I never would have thought about that. Okay, there were nearly 500 entries into the Memphis 80. That in Memphis, Tennessee, July 17th through the 20th. Wow, that's quite a show right there to go on that many days. Over 100-degree temperatures. Woo! Yeah, because usually most of the shows we go to are usually on a Saturday, and everything's judged and done with by then. Now I've never been to the Acme show, but I'm thinking the Acme show's done the same way. I may be wrong. Y'all can correct me in the comments. So let's take a look at some of these nice little builds here. Looks like a glass truck or a sign truck maybe. He's got all of his stuff there. Got a nice little military setup right there. Looks like a deuce and a half at one time, made into a tow vehicle. Nice little Ford there. Got some little, looks like almost like a dirt stalker, but it's not. I think they ran that on pavement. Got a nice little Merc there. I hate it when they put the pictures right here in the middle of the fold right there. You have to spread it open to see what you're looking at. Nice little high school person's truck there. Got a little dirt track action going on here. Looks like little midget cars. Had a collision right there, and a collision right there. Got the little flagman over here waving to everybody. Now, that's pretty neat. And then we got an article here and a build by Mr. Mark Gustafson. David Bear is the one who built this. Mark's the writer of the article. Sometimes it's hard to tell with these people because sometimes the contributors are the actual builders themselves. So just seeing that, it just but yeah, this is the same year of the Cadillac that I'm doing for Scale Build a Gentleman, except it was the longer version, the Phaeton. But mine is not going to be all nice and shiny. Mine's going to be all roughed up, looking rough. And they're starting a new section here, the fastest Fords of all. You got all your GTs, and these are all miniatures in 1/43 scale. Okay, you got these by Dinky Toys. They're duplicates of cars that ran at Le Mans. Okay, we're looking at some scrap box stuff here. Mazda RX-7, Mustang pace car, monogram 2250, monogram 2257, the RX-7. There's AMC. What is that, a Javelin? What is that? Oh, yeah, Javelin. Okay. And the model of the month from Mr. Borger is the 57 Corvette, the 1/16 scale. So that was a lot of fun. Alright, and the modeling tip of the week or month, let's see, it's talking about Tester's putty. Well, different putties altogether. So apparently he's talking about the 3M brand acrylic red putty, which is, I think, basically the Bondo stuff, what we're talking about there. Anyway. We've got a couple of old, nice old, looks like promo cars. That's pretty neat. And the putty thrower by Mark Gustafson. It's got it showing his model building room. Look, they got a little TV right there to watch him some TV. Ah, yeah, Lord, I remember those TVs. And he was talking about all this reference material that he uses. Tons and tons of reference material. File cabinets, just packed full of stuff. So yeah, if y'all want to read that article, you can look it up. And we got a couple of race cars here, some Datsuns. Okay, that's Bree from Bree. The Bree Datsun 510. I remember my dad had a Datsun, what was it, a 210? That was a nice little car. It was ugly as sin, but that thing, it was a good driving car. It was a little I can't remember if it was 3-speed or 4-speed. But anyway, yeah. Oh Lord, you gotta let the women see this. True Confessions of a Model Wife. Talks about how women having to put up with all the men in our hobby. You got the international model over here talking about all the things going on in the over there and over here and in the modeling world. Okay, items of interest. The most expensive auto kit. Since the mid-60s, Pocher of Italy has released 6 1/8 scale super kits. 2 Alfa Romeos, 2 Rolls Royces, a Mercedes 500K/AK, a 1907 Fiat Grand Prix. Now they proudly introduced their finest and most expensive kit, the Bugatti Type 50, coupe of the 1930s. And back in 1980, this kit was $598. Wow. That was a lot of money back then. A lot of money. They're talking about the files. I tell you what, folks, you cannot beat a good set of Swiss files. Those things, it's not the Harbor Freight files. I'm talking about a good set of Swiss files. Those things they're priceless. Alright, we are moving on. And then we got the ads. I'm not going to sit there and go through all the ads, but you'll get the point. Here's the form. You can order you a jacket and t-shirt right there. And then be sure and get you back issues. Alright, it says here, sorry, issues number 1 for May and June of 79 and issue number 2 from July and August of 79 are sold out. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. Alright, folks, that is the conclusion of this week's Scale Auto Enthusiast. Now, this week I had a couple come in that I think we have one more issue of this. 1 or 2 more issues. So we might be doing some backpedaling, because I think I ended up getting the January, February of 1980. I think that one came in. So we will take a look at that and do a little backpedaling. Alright, folks. That is all for now. Until next week. Y'all be good. And as Andy Griffith would say, act like somebody. Alright, take care.